News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900. News is also brought to you by Desert View Hospital. You can count on us.
Welcome to News 25 here on KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio. Today is Monday, March 13th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Well, spike strips were deployed quickly late last night, and a high-speed chase ended without any injuries after a truck was reportedly stolen from a local convenience store and gas station. One suspect is still on the run. One juvenile male is now in police custody. Another juvenile male has not been apprehended at this time, following a stolen vehicle and pursuit that occurred late Sunday night here in Pahrump. The silver Chevy Colorado was reportedly stolen from the Horizon Market off of Highway 372. It was spotted traveling eastbound on the highway near Red Butte. Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies immediately deployed stop sticks successfully during the pursuit after spotting that vehicle. The stolen truck was reportedly traveling between 75 to 95 miles per hour during the chase, which ended up on southbound Highway 160 near Dandelion Street. The truck's tires were reportedly shredded. The vehicle crashed near Dandelion Street on Highway 160. At least one occupant was ejected from the vehicle. There was 2 stolen firearms found inside the vehicle out of Las Vegas Metro Police Department. Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies searched with K-9 unit Loki for the 2 suspects who were on foot in the area by Malibu and Dandelion Streets. They were described as 2 black male juveniles wearing black hoodies and possibly jeans and reflective shoes. If you have any information about this crime, you can call the Nye County Sheriff's Office at 775-751-7000. You can remain anonymous. And a motorcycle rider is transported by air after crashing into the back of a vehicle Saturday afternoon on the highway. Traffic was blocked in all directions on Highway 160 and Yellowhand here in Pahrump on Saturday afternoon for a motorcycle versus vehicle crash that occurred during one of the busiest times of the day and during a time that there was a 20th anniversary motorcycle club event happening at Petrick Park. Nevada Highway Patrol is investigating the cause of this crash. Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies, auxiliary units, and Pahrump Valley Farm Rescue arrived on scene. Nevada State Police Trooper Justin Bransky told News 25 that witnesses saw the motorcycle rider driving recklessly prior to the crash. The motorcycle rider reportedly rear-ended the minivan, which was traveling northbound on the highway. The rider laid down his bike and went under the rear of the vehicle on the roadway. Bransky said that although the rider suffered severe injuries, it did not appear to be life-threatening at the time. That rider was transported via Pahrump Valley Farm Rescue ambulance to Mercy Air Base 21 on Calvada and subsequently flown to a Las Vegas trauma center. The driver of the minivan declined to be transported at the time of the crash to local medical facilities. Well, county commissioners asked for a seat at the table when it comes to projects in neighboring counties that could affect us here in Nye. Recently, they discussed the lithium mining in Esmeralda.
An item was discussed on the March 7th Board of County Commissioners meeting regarding the entry of Memorandum of Understanding to cooperate with the Bureau of Land Management during the Natural Environmental Policy Act process for the Rhyolite Ridge Lithium Boron project. This project is located 65 miles away from Tonopah, Nevada in Esmeralda County. Commissioner Deborah Strickland motioned to approve this item and Commissioner Frank Carboni seconded this motion. After this motion, Chairman Bruce Jabor opened a public comment for a caller on the phone by the name of Amy Nelson.
Yes, Amy Nelson, N-E-L-S-O-N. Long before this project was brought up before the board, I have been doing research on different mines and what was going on with lithium around the world. And I found out that it takes 500,000 gallons of water to mine 1 ton of lithium. And I don't know if anybody has addressed the water and what's going to be done and the fields of residue that will remain that can contaminate the groundwater and the soil itself. I'm not for lithium mines, you can tell, or anything that would further use up the scarce water that we have in Nye County.
To answer Amy's concern, Megan Labadie stepped up to the podium to ensure that this project will not affect Nye County's water supply. Commissioner Donna Cox speaks up after Megan to add her comments on this item.
This is actually taking place in Esmeralda County, and it won't be affecting the waters of Nye, so I just want to make that clear too.
That we're just strictly asking for a place at the table with this so we can express our concerns, and that doesn't mean in any way that we are approving anything today as far as lithium mines, solar panels, and nothing. It's just strictly for discussion.
That's absolutely correct. This is just an environmental impact statement process.
Hearing and seeing no other public comment, I will close public comment at this time, and I will call for the vote at this time, please.
Aye.
Aye. Jabor's aye.
Everybody's aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Thank you.
Well, a word from the White House when we return, and a regional motorcycle club has a milestone anniversary. News 25 will be back after this break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
And President Joe Biden did a press conference this morning from the White House. He gave remarks concerning the banking system and moves that he's made to protect the historic economy and the recovery. Here is what he said from the White House this morning.
Today, thanks to the quick action of my administration over the past few days, Americans can have confidence that the banking system is safe. Your deposits will be there when you need them. Small businesses across the country, the deposit accounts at these banks can breathe easier knowing they'll be able to pay their workers and pay their bills. And their hardworking employees can breathe easier as well. Last week, when we learned of the problems of the banks and the impact they could have on jobs of small businesses and banking system overall, I instructed my team to act quickly to protect these interests. They've done that. They've done that. On Friday, the government regulator in charge, the FDIC, took control of Silicon Valley Bank's assets. And over the weekend, it took control of Signature Bank's assets. Treasury Secretary Yellen and a team of banking regulators have taken action, immediate action. And here are the highlights. First, all customers who had deposits in these banks can rest assured they'll be protected and they'll have access to their money as of today. That includes small businesses across the country that bank there and need to make payroll, pay their bills, and stay open for business. No losses will, this is an important point, no losses will be borne by the taxpayers. Let me repeat that. No losses will be borne by the taxpayers. Instead, the money will come from the fees that banks pay into the Deposit Insurance Fund. Because of the actions that our regulators have already taken, every American should feel confident that their deposits will be there if and when they need them. Second, the management of these banks will be fired. If the bank is taken over by FDIC, the people running the bank should not work there anymore. Third, investors in the banks will not be protected. They knowingly took a risk, and when the risk didn't pay off, investors lose their money. That's how capitalism works. And fourth, there are important questions of how these banks got into the circumstance in the first place. We must get the full accounting of what happened and why those responsible can be held accountable. In my administration, no one is above the law. And finally, we must reduce the risk of this happening again. During the Obama-Biden administration, we put in place tough requirements on banks like Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank, including the Dodd-Frank law to make sure that the crisis we saw in 2008 would not happen again. Unfortunately, the last administration rolled back some of these requirements. I'm going to ask Congress and the banking regulators to strengthen the rules for banks to make it less likely this kind of bank failure would happen again, and to protect American jobs and small businesses. Look, the bottom line is this. Americans can rest assured that our banking system is safe. Your deposits are safe. Let me also assure you, we will not stop at this. We'll do whatever is needed. On top of all this, let's also take a look at a moment to put the situation in a broader context. We've made strong economic progress in the past 2 years. We've created more than 12 million new jobs, more jobs in 2 years than any president has ever created in a single 4-year term. Unemployment is below 4% for 14 straight months. Take-home pay for workers is going up, especially for lower and middle-income workers. And we've seen record numbers of people apply to start new businesses, more than 10 million of them, more than 10 million applications over the last 2 years starting businesses. Now we need to keep this progress going. That's what swift action that my administration over the past few years is all about. Protecting depositors, protecting the banking system, protecting the economic gains we've made together for the American people. Thank you, God bless you, and may God protect our troops. See you in California.
All right, we'll return right after this break.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, the motorcycle club Kanaka Hakili celebrated their 20-year anniversary at a country cookout held at Petrick Park over the weekend.
I just like donating for the veterans. This year, one of our brothers had a workplace accident, so we're trying to raise money for him because it is hard for the families nowadays. Yeah, so I want to support the local businesses in Pahrump, and the Bearded Lady and Pete's Meat has supported me, and I want to give back to them. I started this chapter about 2 to 3 years ago, but I originally came from the Hawaiian chapter on Oahu. Then I migrated to the Las Vegas chapter, and since I lived in Pahrump, I started the Pahrump chapter with the beautiful people in Pahrump 3 years ago.
Beautiful. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. Doing what we do in this MC community, it's tough. So we have different clubs or different chapters or charters in all the Hawaiian Islands. Plus, we have chapters in the west coast of the United States. Chalk's Children's Hospital.
Yes. On the islands, Boys and Girls Club. And then when I was with the Vegas, we did a lot with the veterans. I'm also a veteran. Kanaka Kili, we are a motorcycle club, but we are about ohana, meaning family. And, you know, it's hard for us to say aloha, ohana, family, when you can't extend that to the community in your area. So that's what I do. The local clubs that have been here before me, I got to extend aloha to them, and it reciprocates.
Well, daylight savings time has arrived, and that can be a tough adjustment for some. Research has shown that 1 hour change can disrupt a person's sleep and even cause car crashes due to fatigue. However, on the positive side, that extra sunshine can help with mental health.
You get sunshine when you leave work, and I think that's great. More opportunity to get outside, more opportunity to do fun outdoor activities, cook outside, things like that I think can offset any negative impacts on sleep and mental well-being.
Dr. Dawn Potter is a psychologist for Cleveland Clinic. She says if you are having a hard time transitioning out of that winter funk, there are some easy things you can do. For example, she recommends starting a new exercise routine which can boost your mood. You can also add some healthier foods to your diet or start making plans for things you want to do as the weather warms, like creating a garden or doing some redecorating. Many people may also be more inclined to hibernate during the colder months and not be as social. Dr. Potter says now would be a good time to reconnect with friends.
The warmer weather can lead to get-togethers with friends on patios, or exercise with friends, and do other activities that maybe you didn't feel quite like cleaning the snow off your car to go out and do.
Well, Dr. Potter says if you find yourself having trouble transitioning out of that winter funk, or you're feeling depressed or lacking energy, you should speak with a mental health professional. Well, Pat Lemming tells us about Biscuit the dog, who's available now for adoption at Never Forgotten Animal Society.
Today's Save a Pet segment is made possible by Realty Executives in Action. Put the team at Realty Executives in action for you.
Hi everyone, this is Pat with Never Forgotten Animal Society at 3091 North David Street in the north part of Pahrump, off of Bella Vista between Blagg and Leslie. This is Biscuit. Biscuit is a terrier mix of some kind. We really don't know how mixed up it is, but we know there's terrier in there somewhere. He is approximately 3 years old, and as you can see, he's a little wiggle muffin, but he does love being held and he wants to be involved in everything. It is very hard for him to be here without being in somebody's lap, and as you can see, he really welcomes attention when he can get it. He is approximately apricot in color. He is available here at Never Forgotten Animal Society. He may weigh about 12 pounds when he's wet. And he is available here at Never Forgotten Animal Society. His adoption fee is $250, which includes his neuter, all of his shots, microchip, and rabies certificate, and he is ready to go home right now. He can be seen anytime between Monday and Saturday from 10 until 5 any day. No appointment necessary, or if you're in the area, please stop by and visit any of the animals that we have in our care. He is part of 19 dogs that we just now got in, all small dogs. And so we have a variety of breeds. We have 4 Corky mixed girls here. We have a chocolate mixed lab here. We have got a Scottish Terrier here. And of course, we've got Mr. Biscuit here as well. So please come on by and see us anytime, Monday through Saturday from 10 until 5 any day. No appointment necessary. Our number, 775-537-8674. Come on and meet this wonderful little man.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Taking a look at what Laughlin looked like over the weekend, and some beautiful skies there, and even a little bit of that riverboat. We're going to find out what's in store for this week with John right after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios and worldwide on the local BTV app, the app you need on your phone in 2023. Even with an hour springing forward. Congratulations, you made it up in time. Great for you. Let's take a look at the weather map. Look currently 57 degrees, 60 out there in Fallon. Carson City, you're the cool spot at 51. Y'all be so chill in the capital city. Tonopah hit 54, 55 out there in Goldfield. Beatty, 66, 71 in Amargosa makes you the hot spot. Vegas close behind at 68. And out in Death Valley, starting to smell and feel like Death Valley. Look at that, 82 degrees. Very nice here in the Paradise of Pahrump. Let's take a look. 67 degrees, just a little off our high today of 68. South-southwesterly winds sure were nice out of the just 8 miles per hour. Nice day, beautiful, not too much humidity. Sun rose this morning at 6:57. Thank you, daylight savings time. And it's setting this evening in about an hour and 15. Look forward at 6:49 as we head down to low tonight at 53 degrees. That humidity is starting to kick up a little bit, getting a little greasy at 43%. Are we going to see some rain tomorrow? Yeah, actually, next couple days. Temperatures hugging the mid and low 60s throughout the week. Winds kicking up tomorrow about 17 mile per hour. 68% chance of rain. Yes, we're definitely all going to get wet for the next couple days. But look at Thursday, a gorgeous day I can recommend wholeheartedly. It's the best day of the week. Sunshine in the sky. Winds not too bad. Clouding up for the rest of the week. Looks like we get a stormy Monday coming up. But that's in the offing. I don't know. It could be a problem for a future Johnny. So I'm going to just defer to him later. All right. Back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
Well, we hope everyone has a wonderful night. Can't wait to see that rain tomorrow, hoping that we get it around town here. We'll see how it turns out. And that's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Have a great night.